Hey everybody, welcome to Hilltop Machine Works. Well, nothing fancy, but I figured I'd come over here and just show you. We got the hole drilled in the shaft and the hole drilled into the motor shaft. Cotter pin fits good. That's a 1/8 inch hole. So we'll get her out. Let's put her together and see how she works under power. Alrighty, I've got her assembled and getting ready to power her up, and we'll check it out and see if we actually build it as a rotary table. So here we go. See what we got going on. Just had the motor against the, there you go, wooden block, but we're gonna have to make obviously a bracket for it to bolt to, and then we can go. Gotta weld fast. Anyways, let's get down to the creeper mode here. So slow her way down. Way down, way down. There you go. Yeah, yep. Dip, dip. Taking that electrode dip and taking that filler metal and just walking it if we're tigging or MIGing. And let's see how it likes it with a little bit of weight on it. Hopefully we'll steer good because the weight should be on the bearings. The motor should be able to handle it. So let's see here, because this is going to be going on here. So let's see if it likes it. Should be enough torque. Nice. Looks like we got this a winner. Hopefully you guys are in frame. I'm going to slow it way down. Just get the creep. Find the sweet spot. It'll take some adjusting on my part to figure out what the perfect setting is going to be. But anyways, cool. It is coming together. So this is kind of what it looks like underneath. Hope there's enough light. Hold on, let me move the light around so you guys can see. All right, so now what we gotta do, we gotta build a bracket for this, and it's gonna have to come off of here. So that's the next thing we gotta do. So cool. Hey guys, I am going handheld for a second, and I'm going to take a scheduled break from our normal viewing pleasure and make a public service announcement, and that is when you get a chance, do your maintenance on your machines, because if you take care of your machines will take care of you. So what I was doing is I was cutting this big hunk down here. This is a 4.5 inch diameter piece of mystery metal. I'm going to be using this piece here for the motor mount. But anyway, so you can see I got that far, and then the blade broke. So and it's not really the saw's fault, you know. I think it's a combination of a few things. One, I think by the time we got down to this here, you know, we got 4.5 inches. It was cutting it, and I think the down feed was just a little too much. And of course, I was keeping it lubed, but on top of that, when the blade broke, I've got, I don't know, a few years on that blade, so you know, can't fault the blade. It was probably about close to its time. And then when I opened this up, it was packed with swarf. So obviously that probably didn't help matters. It probably contributed a little bit. It was all packed up in the wheels all around there. Most of it, thank goodness, was aluminum from the last C-clamp job I did, where I had to cut a ton of 3/4 by 3/4 aluminum. So you know, not metal, so that obviously aluminum is softer and a little more forgiving when it gets jammed up in there. But so I think it was a combination of all that why the blade broke. So I'm gonna put another blade on now. FedEx just came with my order from McMaster Car, which is always nice, you know. It's here the next day. But I just wanted to mention that. So anyways, let me get back to sawing, and we'll get back to the rotary table welding build. So I got the piece cut finally on the bandsaw. Now it's just time to poke a hole in it. center drill, use a 1/2 inch, and then take it out to I don't know, about 7/8. All I need is a hole just a little bit bigger than 3/4, so that's what we're going to do. Hang on, guys. Use Jim's cup here. Thank you, Jim. A little oil. Try a more taper 3 drill bit here. See if she's going to like it or not. Slow the blade down, doing about 190 RPM. Got you over here at the lathe, trying to clean up this saw cut face. Just taking light cuts. Having to turn it on a mandrel. This is about a 6th depth of cut on this face. Hey guys, got you set up over here at the mill on the rotary table. So face this off, we're good. Got a decent surface to work off of. So now I just basically got to drill the 3 holes for the bolts that are going to go into basically 3 long tall studs or pillars, you may say, that's going to come off the bottom, and this plate will bolt to that, and then the motor is going to be bolting to this. So once we get this out and get the holes drilled, we'll have to come back and drill 3 more holes opposite of these 3 for the motor mount. And unfortunately, I've got one of these import DROs, and the manual unfortunately is like you know, Chinese translated into English kind of deals, and one, it's not very good, and number 2, it really doesn't talk about hole patterns. So I've been playing with this DRO, trying to get the hole pattern to work, because I was going to try to do it that way, but I just can't figure it out. I've been playing with it for like 15 minutes and just can't get it right. So I just hoisted up the rotary table, and we're going to do it this way. So easy breezy. Let's pop a couple holes. Not going to bother with center drilling. Handle right in the way, go figure. Alrighty, nothing to it, and there you go. Let me get this thing out and we'll check some measurements. Back over at my welding table. So, and we got these holes here. Now the next thing we need to do is figure out these holes here, because this is going to be mounting to this. So where does it go, right? So one way you can do it, which is what I'm doing here, is we need to measure from the center here to the center of the bolt, right? So I got went through my gauge pins. Another good reason to have a good selection of gauge pins, and this is 0.198. Fits nice down in the hole there. And so what we do is we measure from the outside here to the outside of the shaft, and I've done that. So you know, calipers work just fine, and I did that, and I got a total of 1.306. Now what you got to do now is you have to get center to center, we need half of this, right, and we need half of the shaft. So then, you know, simple, just measure the shaft. We already know that, that's 198. Well, I'm squeezing on the calipers, gotta get the right feel. There you go. And then measuring this here, which actually I did the very bottom, which like I said ended up being like 0.390. Yep, there you go. So you divide that in half, so the half of that is going to be 0.195, and the other half of this is 0.099. So take that over and just subtract it. So center to center is 1 inch and 12 thousandths from there to there. So now we know. So we'll go over to the rotary table, and obviously I've got my X and Y centered in, and we'll put this thing in, and then we'll just move over 1 inch and 0.012 thousandths, and bam, we'll pop our hole in and we'll be good, which will probably be about right there. We'll rotate it again, one right there and then one right there. Easy breezy. So I'm going to go over there and knock these out. You've already seen how the rotary table works, so no reason to watch me do another 3 holes. So hang tight and I will be back. Okay, just hot off the press. So let's see if we did it right, if our calculations are correct. Looks like we're going to be okay. I drilled them about 10 thou larger, give us a little bit of wiggle room. So looks like we might be okay. Yes, all right. I like it. Nice. So it's coming together nicely. Sweet. So, and the reason why we're having to do this is because obviously these studs here that would have to be bolted in are in the way of where the bearing housing is. So now what we've got to do is basically build, let me get this, go so you'll see. But so now this is going to sit off like just like this. So we're going to have to build some standoffs or some pillars or columns, whatever you want to call it. That's gonna, we'll probably just weld them to there and they'll screw into here. So that is the next endeavor. So now what we need to do is find the distance from the base here to the bottom of this flange bracket that we made, because this is where the pillars or columns or supports, whatever you want to call them, are going to go. So we got a couple ways to do it. Here I've got a 1, 2, 3 block and an adjustable parallel. That'll work. And then good old planer gauge. You can adjust that and get up underneath there and find your dimensions. So if you really want to get accurate, you grab the micrometer, but for this we're all right. 2.619. See how we are with this. That's 2. So this would be 2626. So this is reading a little bigger than and you could probably even build a bunch of gauge blocks. Get you stacked together if you wanted to. These are not nice sterrets. These are imports, so they're a little bit crunchy. Cleaned them, but they're still, some of them slide better than the others. So, but you get the gist of it, and then we're going to do each one individually because this plate is not perfectly flat. So that way they'll measure okay. 624, that was what, 6.2, 619, so about 5 thou different with this different measuring methods. But see here, I'm got a little more versus the back gets tight. So if you just, I'm just kind of taking the average. But I mean, I could snug it up right there, I guess. See if that's closer to the 1, 2, 3 block and parallel method. Nah, it's actually shorter. Or didn't get it in there good, I guess. But anyways, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make 3 supports. Simple job. We're just going to use a round stock, take over the lathe, drill a hole, bore it and tap it for these screws, and then we're going to weld these on here. Alrighty, we're just banging out these supports here. I already faced it and center drilled it because you've seen that multiple times. So just going to go in with the number 7, and we're going to tap it for a 1/4 20. And we're going to use one of James Dedman's oil cups. Digital readout here. About 3/4 of an inch. We're just about right. Give me a little room in the bottom of the hole. Alright. Let me grab a tap. Hold on. For small size taps, I like to tap by hand and not power tap. But if you guys don't have a Sterret 91B tap wrench, y'all don't know what you're missing. Man, this is a fine wrench. Feels great. It holds the tap super tight. It doesn't loosen up on you. You need one of these if you don't have one. Pleasure to use. Pleasure to use. See if I got enough here. Maybe might not have enough. I was hoping I could use my tap follower over here to support it, but I don't. Head's not sticking out enough. There's no hole in this one, so we'll just do it the old-fashioned way and hold her steady. I'm gonna need my chuck key. I'm not sure what this is. This might be some old rusty drill rod, so it might actually be some quality steel, or it may just be some mystery metal, which means it's usually some sort of 10 series, you know, 1018, 1020. 10:45. Alrighty, you guys get the hang of it. Let me finish this up. I've got a bottoming tap. I'll run in after I pull this taper tap out. And then all I'm going to do is move over 2 inches and 618 thou and part her off, and that'll be one. And then we got to make 2 more. Just do a little pouring, hopefully she'll cooperate. Using a carbide tip insert. Seems to be cutting pretty good. She came off just fine. So there's one. I'm gonna build 2 more. I'm gonna take measurements for those other 2. Just rinse and repeat. I won't show the building those other 2. I'll just do those off camera. So I'll bring you guys back once they're all built and we'll put this thing together. Alrighty, the columns are all done. As you can see, Bozo decided to visit, and I did try to turn this one into a barber's pole there. I didn't count my numbers right, but I caught it before I got too deep. So now what I got to do is just weld these down, and this part will be done, and then we'll start building the frame. So let me get the welder set up and we'll buzz some welds. Try to weld and stay out of the way. Let's see how this works. Let's see. Alrighty, let me get the other 2 going. Alrighty, she is cooled down. I am going handheld, maybe a little bit shaky, but I want to show you the underneath, see how nicely she came together. We planned everything pretty good. And I'm going to set you guys down here. And we're going to power this puppy up. So if you can see that or not, I may have to move you here. Hold on 1 second. Get out of the light here. There you go. But see her turning there. It doesn't wash out from the sun outside. Trying a couple of different angles just in case. I'm not sure how it's going to look. But here's how she looks underneath. Just spinning away, nice and easy breezy. So I think we got us a winner, guys. Time to wrap this part up probably, and the frame build will be what number 5, I guess. So hey, thanks for following along with me, and I appreciate you watching. If you're new to the channel and you're enjoying the series, hit that subscribe button and hit the like button for me. I appreciate it.